So this is a little development update for Tungsten Moon. We now have redone everything under the hood for the demo version of the app. The demo version in beta currently in Steam. You can download it by using the beta channel. Free to download. It is now based off the main development tree for the program for the game, and it's got a few features that I want to show you. One of them is this flight management computer, which is based off of sort of the typical airliner or jet flight management computer you might see today. It doesn't really do anything. You can type in numbers at the bottom and assign them to different slots in the function with the function keys. There's a clock at the top, which is going to replace the chronometer that's here on the panel. We ultimately will have various functions built into this computer. The computer is actually a virtual computer that's programmed using the 4th programming language. You know what? We're hovering right now, and I was going to put in a little forward velocity just for fun. There we go. So yeah, a little action here, not just sitting on the landing pad. So anyway, ultimately, this computer is something that can be programmed. You can update the software yourself as a user, although I don't necessarily recommend doing that. So it's just an interesting little feature. Everything in the ship will be controllable using that computer. The second thing you'll notice in here is that this big panel used to be here. This was for mapping inputs, so that you could customize the controls using a game controller or an analog joystick, or what have you. That's gone, and the reason that's gone is because there is now a game menu. So if you press the escape key, you'll now go to this main game menu, and you're actually sort of sitting out behind the lander, and you can now sort of look around everywhere while you're paused. And if you want to, you can just continue the flight, sort of unpausing the game. Escape. You can also go back and reload from the last safe fuel stop. So the last place you landed safely where you could get fuel. That means you'll never find yourself, or you should never find yourself in a situation where you're away from fuel, out of fuel, and can't reload the game and continue. So there should be no place where you ever just get stuck. Programming the flight computer, the flight management computer, requires that you start a new game so that you can reload a new operating system into that computer. And to do that, we have a new option here called the Erase Saved Game and start a new one. So you can create a new game at any time using this option. And also, you can select Quit to Desktop so that you don't sort of unexpectedly find yourself outside the game, which is pretty annoying. Well, the other thing I was going to show you here was there's an Inputs tab. This is where you can do all the input mapping, and you'll notice that each of these items has a more human-readable description of what the control is. Other than that, it's about the same. We no longer have a mapping for the quit key because there is no quit key. It's really going into the game menu, and that's hard-coded as the escape key. And there's no longer a reload key because the reload function is in the game menu itself. And that's it for the moment. Future development or development ongoing right now is mostly centered on fleshing out the functionality of this flight management computer, introducing some new autopilot modes and cool things like that. And at the same time, we're also thinking about how to increase the sort of the gaminess of it by providing more goals and tasks to perform while you're on Tungsten Moon. That's it for now. Thank you. Wait, how do we get out of this thing? I'll show you. Quit to desktop and see. I don't know, let's see what that does in the recording. That's what it does. So long.